my God. I can see it. I can see your 2 vaginas. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
What did he do with the bathwater?
I don't ask. I don't want to know.
Hello, Daily Star viewers. We're here today with Annie Charlotte. She's an OnlyFans star, taking over the world. Could you tell us why you're so popular on the site?
Yeah, because I have a very unique USP. And it is that I was born with a rare medical condition, which means I have 2 vaginas. 2 uteruses, 2 cervixes, and 2 vaginas. It's called uterus didelphys, but my whole reproductive system is duplicated.
And how are you doing today other than that?
Yeah, they're doing all right. I'm doing all right. They're doing all right. We're all just chilling, having a good time.
Very good. And when did you discover you had uterus didelphys?
It's okay. I can't say it either. I found out when I was 16, actually. I went to go get the marina core fitted and went with my friend because obviously that's the cool thing to do, go get contraception with your besties. And I went to get it fitted. My friend got hers done, everything was fine, and then it was my turn. I'm in like the little stirrups getting ready. This nurse is like put her hand inside to like prep me. God knows what that actually means, but and as she's doing it, she's like, oh, and I just remember going, that's not what you want to hear when a nurse has your hand inside your vagina. Is everything okay? And she was like, there's just something in the way. She was like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a mucus, a membrane, or what it is. But she was like, there's something in the way. When she said mucus, I was like, oh, my vagina has a cold. Like, what is going on here? And then, so I had to go see a gynecologist. I saw him within like 2 weeks. And I think that was probably because they just had no clue what it is. It could have been like cancer, but it in fact wasn't. It was a wall that stems from the bottom of my vagina all the way to the top of my uteruses that splits everything in half, that makes them 2.
Okay. And so if we can get into the technical nitty gritty here, does that mean you've got 2 holes?
Technically, there's one outside that then splits into 2 holes. So I have like 1 labia, all of like the outside bit, and then immediately it goes like a fork in the road.
Okay,
so it's
right,
like
right.
1 hole split in half. So technically 2, depends, I guess.
Sort of like a merge on a motorway type of thing.
Yeah. That is a good way to see it. Yeah, that's a new one. I'll add it. I have like east and west. I'm slowly, like, the more interviews I'm getting, the more like things I have. It's like east and west, not north and south, and a fork in the road. And now we can go like a merge on a motorway. Yeah.
So it is like that. It's not on top of each other.
No, it's next to each other. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. East and west. Do you have names for each tunnel? Or
I actually haven't named them. I feel like I should just call them east and west at this point.
Kanye West and.
Oh gosh, yeah, no, I haven't actually named them. I did do a whole like Reddit forum about what I should name them.
Okay, right. Any funny names you can remember?
Oh my god, there was a list, but it was like I had like obviously like Bonnie and Clyde. Someone was like Kit and Kat, but I was like, my boobs are already named that, so I can't use that one. I did that when I was like 15. What a great name.
Your boobs are named?
Kit and Kat. Don't know why. But then that was a recommendation for one of them. And then it was something like, oh my God, I got Solomon and Gomorrah as well as one of them. I was like, what the hell is going on here? So yeah, it was pretty wild.
It's pretty biblical.
Yeah. I don't know why I found that so funny.
So does that mean you can have 2 men at the same time?
Yes, I can.
Have you done that before?
I have indeed. On and off camera.
Wow.
Do you know what? Logistically, you think, oh, there's 2 vaginas, it'll be easy. It is logistically one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. And it's like you get into very compromising positions. And also there's just not enough space. Because it's like where there's like, it's 1 split in half, 2 is very difficult to fit in.
Yeah, because the 2 fellas would be...
Yeah.
It's a lot of
like people in a lot of places. And
yeah.
You kind of have to have like 1 underneath and 1 on top, but you kind of have to be a little bit sideways, obviously, because they're next to each other. It's very...
Sounds like a nightmare, to be honest.
It's like playing Twister, but with extra steps.
Did these 2 fellas know each other? Were they mates before they went into this?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I've had people at bars as well be like, either they know who I am, or I have like been drunkenly like, I have 2 vaginas, which is like my biggest chat up line, like ever. I want to go home from a night out. I literally walk up to a guy and be like, I have 2 vaginas, and I normally end up pulling. But sometimes I'll have people who know me and they'll bring their friend and be like, can we go home with you and your two vaginas, like, because they want to try it. Or I'll get like talking to a guy and tell him, and he's like, can my mate come? So yeah, it's a common thing that happens.
Surely you're turning down these requests, though. It sounds like just from the logistics standpoint.
Oh yeah, sometimes I'm just we get down to it and I'm like, you can feel them, but just like, can we just do a bog standard threesome if that's all right with you, please?
Do you take requests on OnlyFans? Is that right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so it's like typical stuff, typical requests, but also as well, obviously two vagina related requests. People have asked to buy like my bath water specifically because I have two vaginas.
What did he do with the bathwater?
I don't
You don't want to know?
I don't want to know. But there was obviously that whole scandal where there was a girl that was selling her bathwater and people were drinking it and getting hospitalised.
But that hasn't happened with you, has it?
Not that I know of, thank God.
Bloody hell. Don't drink the bathwater.
Yeah, because it's obviously like stagnant water, isn't it? Eventually, by the time, because I'll be posting it, like I've posted it to Australia, America, all these kind of places, and I just, after that's a long time for water to be sat there, just especially like with my juices, I guess.
Your juices, yeah, that's one way of putting it anyway. Speaking of your juices anyway, though, let's say periods, what are they like for you? Are they worse than like your standard?
They're problematic. Yeah, I'd say so. So I either have I don't know if it's fortunate. I'm either fortunate enough to have one a month, but both bleed. And so I have to like if I'm like
East and west.
Yeah, east and west. It's the floodgates open. And I have to use two tampons.
Two tampons?
Yeah. So I like have to put one in one and one in the other because otherwise, like, obviously where they're both bleeding. Some months it will just be I could have 2 periods a month because one decides it wants to bleed at one point and the other decides it wants to bleed at the other. When I say this out loud, it always kills me every time. I have to double dip. So if I'm wearing a tampon, I have to put it in one and then pull it out and put it in the other to make sure which one's bleeding because obviously I can't like ask them. They have to see it. Yeah, it's wild. That was one of the main reasons I actually tried to get the Marina core fitted when I was younger, was because I kept putting like tampons in and I'd still bleed through and I was like, what the hell is going on with me? Like my periods must be so heavy, but I was just putting it in the wrong vagina. It was a time, and now like it's so weird because obviously the more I talk about having two vaginas and the more I learn about it, and I'm like discovering it more about it because doctors have told me nothing. I don't really know anything, and I'm further and further like finding out for myself.
It's a very rare condition. It's about 0.3% of women, isn't it?
Yeah, 0.3% of women have a variation of it, which you can have just two uteruses and then a normal cervix and vagina, or you can have two uteruses, two cervixes and one vagina, or you can have two uteruses, two cervixes and two vaginas. But they all stem under uterus didelphys, which is 0.3% of women. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And are you flogging the tampons online as well, or?
Yeah. I have actually, someone has offered to buy my tampon and I was like, I can't.
You draw the line there.
I was just a bit like, that is just too much. But yeah, then thinking about it, I've sold things
How much are people offering for a tampon?
Like grands, thousands and thousands. But I just like, it just makes me feel a bit icky. But maybe if somebody offered me the right price eventually, I might give it a go. But it's just.
Well, let's name your price now. Let's see if we can get some sold.
Oh, how much would I sell? Oh my God, what a question.
Surely like 5k.
Yeah, do you know what I was thinking? 5.
Yeah.
2.5 each.
You are good value for money, is anything.
Yeah, do you know what they are? Used, 2 vaginas. You don't really see many of those. Yeah, great.
Very nice.
Start your bidding now.
Speaking of money, how much do you make a year?
A year? A good amount of money.
Yeah.
I like to say that my 2 vaginas have made me over 2 million.
$1 million each.
Yeah.
Is there one doing more of the?
Actually, one does work harder than the other.
Yeah.
The right one puts in overtime. She's like really like grafting. Though it's actually true, it is a more dominant vagina.
East is pulling that hard graft.
Yeah, East is like going in pound for pound. Pardon the pun. I didn't even mean it like that. Yeah, no. Because my left one is actually like shallower and tighter. So like normally predominantly if I put anything inside me, toys, penises, anything like that, it will go inside the right one mostly. Actually, if I'm in doggy though, it goes in the left. I've figured that out with...
And can you feel which one it's in?
I have to think about it really hard
Yeah.
because it's like they feel different if I think about it. So like sometimes I'll be like mid-deed and like having a really good time, and then somebody will literally be like on top of me like, which one am I in? And I'm like, oh mate, you've just ruined the mood. Like, let me just think about it.
You've gone down west there, I think.
But sometimes I'll be like, before we even start, they'll be like, okay, I'm aiming for this one. And then I have to we like play a little game. I guess it's for them, it's a game at the start, like which one are they going in? But yeah, you can feel it.
Okay, right. And is there one that fellas find more pleasurable?
It depends on the size, but most of the time guys do prefer the left because it's tighter.
Depends on the size of the fella as well,
Yeah.
I suppose, so right. Yeah. Wow. Do you have a preferred vagina?
Yeah, my left.
Yeah, you prefer the left?
Yeah, it's more fun.
Bit of a party animal.
Yeah, she and I save her for like special occasions because she doesn't come out very often. So it's like my like, woo.
Like the good Delph for the queen or whatever.
Yeah. It's like the Queen's China. She just comes out when I'm having a good time.
Just to take things back to money there, you having a bit of trouble with tax issues at the minute?
Yeah, I'm having quite a lot of issues with tax at the moment. I shouldn't laugh because it's actually quite tragic. I have a very large tax bill that I'd kind of got myself into when I was younger, living large, not realizing that you have to pay taxes. Because I guess I came from a job, like I was obviously not self-employed. I didn't have a business. I was just like, they take your tax when you have your own business and you're not, and you're like.
So it's just coming into your personal account?
Yeah. And then, but that was before I started OnlyFans. Like it was obviously I had a normal job.
Okay,
like
yeah,
I'd pay my taxes because they take my taxes. I didn't even think about it. Started my business. I started being self-employed, and then I started my business.
That was around 2020, was it?
Like I think
Earlier?
I started in 20. I think I started OnlyFans in like 2021. I then
Okay.
became a limited company in like 2022, 2023.
Okay.
And then
And the issues are related to that period where you're setting up.
yeah, so I set up my company and then didn't realize that it's not I didn't realize, I just saw that money as like my money, not realizing actually you need to put money away for tax. I was also 22, 23 at the time. I was like it's like you're a kid
Yeah.
at that age. I'll look back at it now. I was a child. Like I was just having a great time. I was like, oh my God, I have 2 vaginas and I'm going to be a millionaire. And I'm like, I want to go on holiday here, there and everywhere. And I didn't think, one day the taxman's going to go, hey, you haven't paid your taxes. And he came knocking and.
So can I ask what type of gross figure did you make in this time period?
So it's basically all of my taxes since I started. But I've paid some of them, so I think my tax bill is like 180 grand.
Ooh, so that's probably guts of $1 million you made that you had to pay tax on, is it?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And what were you spending the money on?
Really nice holidays and handbags. Holidays and handbags, and also as well, like since I started, I have spoilt my family as much as I can. Like my mum didn't ever have much money growing up, so I like bought her a car. Whenever she wants to go on holiday, she goes on holiday. Like whatever she wants, she gets. And I think like as well, like my auntie's the same. I've done that for them, like always, and I just then. The bank account doesn't have much money in it anymore, and now HMRC won 17 grand a month for the next like 2 years, and I was like, I don't have that. I like make good money, but I wish I made that good money, like to have a spare 17k just knocking about. Like, please
Especially
subscribe, lol. That was a joke. But yeah,
Maybe you do need to sell these tampons. Then
I
after
know.
all,
I'm
you know?
like, take them. I'll start selling them, I promise. Yeah, so it just became, and basically HMRC were like, if you don't kind of almost agree to this, we're gonna liquidate your company.
Oh, yikes. And I suppose you're still supporting your family as well on top of all your other bills, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got a mortgage too?
No, luckily I rent,
Okay.
which is kind of good for me because then I don't have a house for them to take away.
Very, very, very critical thinking there. Like, I like that. Put it in your mum's name or something, you know?
Yeah, literally, like, Mum, you have a house now.
So does that mean you've been working harder now to try and earn a few extra bucks?
Do you know what's funny enough is that now I don't go on all these bougie holidays and now I don't spend as much money. I make less money. Please make that make sense. I don't know what happened. I think it's also as well, like when I first started making money, OnlyFans wasn't as big.
Yeah.
OnlyFans has blown up. But also as well, what's happened is people in the OnlyFans space have also blown up.
It's more competition.
Yeah. And it's like, on a day when someone's gone viral and they're making money on OnlyFans because your money slows down that day. Like somebody has a viral moment but like not like 20 million views on an Instagram, but like I mean a viral moment. Like because you have a slow day. Your day slows down because somebody else is like, that's where all the traction's going and that's where it's crazy. You do notice it.
And is it not a monthly subscription thing, or do people pay day rates as well?
Yeah, but you'll get subscriptions coming in daily. You'll also get people spending money like just to like chat to you and like buy your content and
your tampons, hopefully.
Yep, buy the tampons.
So could you just take it through like a normal day in your life?
A normal day in my life is I wake up, go to the gym, go for a dog walk with my mum. We have a dog walk and a coffee every morning. I come back, I sit down at my computer and I message men all day and then make social media content, really, and make OnlyFans content too.
So how many hours a day would you be working?
It depends. If I'm going live that night as well, which I used to go live every day, I don't do it as much anymore. I do it once a week now. But I'd say like I was at one point in my life when I was trying to pay back, I also had personal debt. I'm really bad with money.
Was it credit cards or what was it?
Credit cards, borrowed money off my friends, my family.
Starting to see a picture here.
Irresponsible. ADHD maybe ADHD spending. Just a lot of credit card debt, which I was slowly starting paying back off. But what happened was I was working like 12 to 14 hour days, just like go. I used to also sometimes if I'd sit live for like, I did a 12-hour live stream one time just to like make some money.
What are you doing during that 12 hours?
It depends. So sometimes I'll sit on live for 12 hours and I'll play video games and then like also do like interactive. So I'll just sit there and chat to the guys. It will all be like ended up like for me, obviously ending with like a more like sexual show. But sometimes I'll just sit, play video games. I have a spin the wheel. I spin the wheel. Sometimes I play video games for my subscribers. Sometimes I will just sit there and we'll just chat as well. But there's always like an element of something for people to buy. So it's like, there's a spin the wheel with prizes on it. I have like little scratch cards that I make by hand.
Quite enterprising.
Yeah, and I have like a. Do you know that machine that you have at like to have a tombola?
What is a tombola?
You don't know what a tombola is? Like that you have at the You have them at Fate and like they spin round. They got the balls inside and you pull out a ball and it's a number and you get a prize.
Big wheel thing. Yeah. I didn't know that was called a tombola.
I think it is called tombola. Maybe it's not.
No, I think you're probably right. Don't go to many fates.
I haven't been to one in a very long time, but I just have one because it's just interactive and fun and mixes things up a bit.
So what do they win in this tombola?
Loads of stuff. So you can win like content, you can win like video calls, customs. I also have a custom made like pocket.
Okay, right.
So like a male mass. Yeah, so it has 2 vaginas.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Technology these days.
I know, it's wild. I had like a scan and stuff and they did all that stuff and then they made it.
So you've got like super fans that have a model of your vagina.
Yeah.
Christ. Do you have a name for these super fans?
Actually, I have a Discord server called the Simp Squad.
The Simp Squad.
Annie's Simp Squad, sorry. Yeah.
What goes on in there?
Not much, actually. We just talk about video games and anime. Like, it's pretty boring. Some people subscribe and they're like, where's the and I'm like, oh, sorry, you're in the wrong place.
This is just for the lads chatting?
Yeah.
What video games do you play?
I play League of Legends, TFT, which is a League of Legends auto card battler game. I play Apex. I played COD when it first came out, and yeah.
I haven't played video games in years. I used to play Modern Warfare 2. That was
nice.
my thing. Did you play that one?
No. I'm sorry.
1v1 in Rust. Do you have a partner at the minute or?
No, I don't. I'm dating, as in I go on dates and.
You're doing the apps?
Yeah, I can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
I went on a date the other day, and I remember leaving and just being like, "This is why I don't go on dates."
What happened?
Well, I've had that date was just a bit like we just had nothing in common. He definitely just lied on his profile. And then I've had dates where people have turned up from like I've met them on Hinge, they've realised who I am, and they've brought their friend to a date.
Christ.
Yeah, being like, oh yeah, this could be a thing, and that's happened. That's actually happened a few times. So I kind of gave up with dating for a bit, but I do like enjoy having someone to talk to. So sometimes I will just pop back on and be like, hi. But yeah, dating.
Do you put it on your app's the description that you're OnlyFans model and you've got 2 vaginas, or?
No, I keep that quite like private. She says. And talks about it everywhere she can, but in the sense like in the dating stuff, it's really difficult because obviously I need to tell people pretty early on that I do OnlyFans because it's something that is obviously a conversation for people to have. It makes some people feel uncomfortable. They don't want their woman to be doing that. Fair enough, to each their own. It doesn't bother me if you don't feel comfortable. I went to therapy for all of that kind of stuff because I realised that I was finding it difficult to understand a man who wasn't comfortable with my job. And I was like, okay, well, that's a thing. Like, this is making me sad and feel unlovable. I'll just go to therapy. Went to therapy, and it was very much like that's their opinion. Unfortunately, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and you're not going, and that's fine. Do you know what? Not everyone's cup of tea, and I learned to accept that. So I think I always let people know that I do OnlyFans very early on because I don't think it's fair. And then also when you talk about the OnlyFans, the 2 vaginas just come straight in. So then they get mentioned probably in the first like 3 dates, or like not even 3 dates. I tell them like the first 3 conversations you have with someone, and then so it all just gets super super sexual straight away.
Oh Christ! What's been like the worst reaction when you've told someone that you're OnlyFans?
I've had some like you're a but it doesn't really bother me. Like I see that on the internet anyway. Like a guy on a dating app turning around to me and telling me that I need to find Christ and I'm a I'm okay. I've heard it all before, mate. Like you're still just a random man on the internet, so it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I get stuff like that, being like, oh, yeah, I've had it. You should put it on your profile so I can make that decision. And I'm like, oh, I would just prefer not to, because then it also looks like an ad. And I'm not actually on dating apps to get subscribers. I'm on dating apps because I'm a little bit lonely.
Despite all the simps on everything.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, love them to death. And they definitely like being able to, especially living alone and being able to live stream. And like, because I live stream on Twitch and also on OnlyFans. Like nights when I'm alone, like this past week, obviously what's going on with HMRC, because it's only recently happened. I don't really want to be alone, but I live alone with my 2 dogs, and laying on your sofa crying to them gets a bit boring. So being able to like go on live and like sit and just play video games or chat to people who like are interested in my life and want to talk, or like chat to my subscribers, it is nice. But the physical, like having a person and like being able to like have your soul person, I'd like that.
Yeah, doesn't everyone want that in the end?
I think so.
Yeah. Have you ever like waited until a date to tell someone in person?
Yes.
Has that ever gone well or badly, or?
Yeah, guy walked out.
Oh yikes!
Yeah, that was the one where was like, you should have let me make the decision. Before I met you, and I was like, yeah. So then that's when from then on, because like sometimes I went through a stage of where I wasn't going to tell anybody ever, but I'm not a very good liar.
Yeah.
So like, and also as well.
So you're doing like a faceless thing, was it?
What, on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I that was in the very beginning. I was faceless, and I didn't even tell people about my 2 vaginas.
It's the main selling point, though. What's going on?
I know. I was 21, 22, just started. I wanted to be a politician, so I thought.
You wanted to be a politician?
Yeah, I really wanted to go into politics and change the world.
Do you still have those dreams?
I would love to change the world, but I don't think it's as easy as getting into politics. I think I was young and naive at like 21, thinking, oh, I'll go into politics and I will change everything, and I'll like go and get into government, and I'm going to like change all this stuff, and it's going to be amazing.
Some HMRC rules. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And so I was faceless and didn't want to show anything that made myself too unique. Which slowly backfired when I realised, shit, you make a lot of money doing this. And I didn't even show my face. And I was like, well, what happens if I show my face? And then one of my friends was like, you need to start showing that you have 2 vaginas. She was like, you're an idiot. And I was like, I'd make even more money. And then realised that actually you go into politics. I looked into it. You go into politics, you don't change much. It's really like, you'd have to start your own party and get loads of, and it's like, there's no money in that, starting your own party. So see you later, mate. And started showing my face and started like going out there and yeah.
Okay, all right. Maybe you could be a political commentator though, sort of influence it from the sidelines.
Oh yeah.
It could be an interesting avenue.
That is true. I quite like that one.
Yeah, there you go. Did you have what are your political outlooks now? What do you think of Keir Starmer?
What a question. Well, I'm almost a bit like...
This could divide the Simps, you know? We don't know what's going to happen
Yeah,
here.
I know. I have to be careful with these kind of comments. All I know is that it would have been easier for my HMRC repayments under a Conservative government. That's all I know, and that's all I'm saying.
Have you a message for Rachel Reeves?
Oh, she.
She's the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
She's the Chancellor. Okay. I don't have any comment for her.
So you've given up on the politics streams anyway?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. I'm not interested. Nah. No, I just don't know enough about politics. If it doesn't affect me, I don't know about it. But even though apparently the Chancellor should really affect me and I don't know about her, so
taking it back to the whole dating life.
Oh, yeah.
If a fella's lucky enough, you take him back to yours, do they tend to notice the whole east-west divide?
No. So when I first got diagnosed, obviously I was 16. I then, obviously, I think I lost my virginity at maybe around 16, 17. Never told anyone about my 2 vaginas, ever. I was really, really ashamed when I got diagnosed. Not really sure why, but I think it was more in the sense you're 16, you're different. Different is not cool. Different is like, you're not normal. And I think I just wanted to like, also as well, being at 16, being told you're probably infertile, because that was one of the main things that they told me, I think was like a really hard thing to deal with. And I just think I didn't deal with it. I just went, you're not having children, put it in the back of your mind, just don't think about kids, don't think about your 2 vaginas. That's it, done. Compartmentalize, gone. So I didn't really tell anyone. So I was just going around having sex, not really thinking about it. And neither were they, because no one ever commented. No one ever said it was different. I've just always been told that I'm really tight. So I guess because it's in half the space, I guess that's kind of why.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Never had a boyfriend, but lots of repeat customers. So...
You've never had a boyfriend?
No. I've like seen people, but never like had I don't think I've ever been with somebody longer than like 3 months.
Oh, yikes.
I know. But yeah, so I was like, that was all, never told anyone. I remember the first person. This cringes me out so much. The first person I ever told was when I was at uni. I was a first year, he was 4th year. It was like the first person I'd ever slept with at uni. And we just finished having sex. This is actually so embarrassing. It was on a Wednesday night, so obviously very drunk from the student union. And I just started crying. And he was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, I have to tell you something. He was like, okay, what? I was like, I have 2 vaginas. And he was like, his face was like, what on earth is this woman on about? Like, Jesus Christ, she's crazy. To which we never spoke again. It was very awkward because we were in the same society at uni. So that was, it was. And I realised now makes sense why he was so weird with me, because a girl just did sit in front of him crying, telling him he had 2 vaginas, probably didn't even believe her. And now look at me.
Yeah. Where is he? You know?
I know. Sucker. Missed out. Missed out on all my debt.
Did he tell anyone else in uni, or like did that get around?
Yeah. Then I started so he didn't tell anyone. He was probably like, what the fuck, this crazy girl, like what is going on here?
He just didn't believe you.
Yeah. Then I ended up telling my friends on a drunken, it was at Prees, I remember it vividly, just being like, I have 2 vaginas. And all my friends were like, what on earth is... Can you explain this? I explained it. I drew some pictures of just like my uteruses and my cervix and my vagina. Just like, it literally was just like a triangle with a line down the middle. And they were like, this is so cool. And then it became like everyone's parlor trick to be like, do you know the game Never Have I Ever? So you drink if you...
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone would just be like, never have I ever had 2 vaginas. And it became like my housemate's joke. And I would explain it, and people then found it really like cool, fascinating, and very exciting. I still don't think they actually believe me fully.
It's one hell of a claim.
I know it is, and it's really hard to prove unless you like get like some forceps and you like shove it open.
You haven't done that before, have you?
I have, but not with forceps. With
With a group of people?
Oh no.
Right.
I've done it with a speculum and a friend.
With a what? A speculum?
Yeah, so that's the thing that they use to like open your vagina when you're like getting
Right. The legs up in the air and all
yeah,
that.
they put something in and they like crank it and it opens them up.
Sort of like a car jack.
Yeah, it's like a car jack basically. Because I obviously had to take them for work so people could see them because it is mostly internal. So I get my friend with her biomedic degree being like, you're close enough to be a doctor, you're helping me out.
Let's
And
have a look at this.
Okay. She was also really fascinated. She was like, actually, I'm well excited to see this. So we're in my house and I've bought my little speculum and I'm there like, okay, I'm gonna put it in. And she's like, all right. And she's just like sat on my legs being like, okay, cool. I think it's right. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? She's like, I can see it. She was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. She was like, I can see your 2 vaginas. And I was like, no way. She's like, let me take a picture. I was like, you're supposed to be taking pictures anyway. She's like, I know, but you have to see this. And she's there like taking all the pictures. Like she's like, look at all of these. And yeah, now I have thousands of 2 vagina photos on my phone just because she was so obsessed with it. Like she was, it was really cool to see because obviously I saw all the ultrasounds and stuff, but I never saw, the doctor doesn't show you like what it looks like from the entrance, which
Plus,
was...
Some people must have like not believed you as well. So having the proof was...
Yeah, I needed that. I needed to be able to be like, okay, cool. Like, and you see this bit here and you see these 2 holes and then they're like, wow, it is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. It was, that was like the coolest, like that was the coolest part for me as well. Like I always say this as well, doing OnlyFans and having conversations with people about my 2 vaginas and like the interest of other people makes me understand it so much more. Like I would have never seen those 2 photos, like those pictures or taken those photos if I didn't have 2 vaginas, like if I didn't have OnlyFans, because I would have never needed them.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like I would have never answered all of these like strange questions, but like I think that they're so interesting as well because I finally find more out about myself, which is really, really cool.
It's a journey of self-learning.
Yeah, it is, because I feel like in the whole thing as well, I started as a 16-year-old girl who was ashamed, upset, and almost like terrified of like her future and now I'm in this position that I say self-sufficient, but we're obviously having a bit of financial difficulty right now, but I am self-sufficient to an extent. I've lived a very great 20s and it's all and I'm like so body positive. I'm so mentally in a better place and I'm so much happier. And also as well, because I go out in articles like in such mainstream media, I get so many women reaching out to me telling me, oh my God, I have 2 vaginas and I've had kids. So now like at 26, 10 years ago, I thought I'd never be able to have children. At 26, when I started like going so viral, people were telling me like, oh my God, I've had children. So then last year I opened up the possibility of, oh my God, I actually might be able to have my own kids, which is crazy. And so exciting. So like my life has just like turned around. I'm so much happier in myself. I'm so, like my 2 vaginas have made me millions when I was 16, I was so sad about it.
Fair play. And you mentioned at the start that this condition makes you infertile. Is that still the case, or do you... I think I've read online that some people can get pregnant.
Yeah, so I have obviously been contacted by like loads of women, not loads, but like a handful of women who have my condition, and they've said that they've been able to conceive. And one of them was pregnant in both uteruses at the same time and was able to have kids.
Wow.
And she had both of them.
Different fathers, or what's the...
No, I think they had the same dad. And so eventually have like... So I think that there is a possibility that I might be able to have children, which is really cool, because I remember at 18 when I tried to get a second opinion about being able to have kids, I had a really horrible conversation with a doctor. I was she'd just done a scan to reconfirm that I definitely had 2 vaginas. I was like, yep, hasn't changed since I was 16, but thank you for just letting me know.
Didn't show her the pictures.
Yeah, I was like, here you go.
Did my own research.
Yeah, I don't need you anymore. But we just had a discussion about, I just went, so like, what is my like future for children? She was like, you'll probably have loads and loads of miscarriages.
Oh.
And then maybe one day you'll get pregnant. And like, she said it like that. There was no like, I'm really, really sorry, but there is a potential that you're going to have a bunch of miscarriages. No like sympathy, no
Jesus.
like, oh my God, what I've just told you is awful. She just generally was just like, yeah, that's it. And then she was like, okay, bye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
So
do you want to have kids in the future?
I don't know. I think with my job, it makes it very difficult in the sense like I hate when I say it because it sounds like I'm shaming people who do have kids in this industry. I don't. I think like if you want to have children, have children.
But it is tough raising kids in that environment, you know?
Yeah. I think like, especially as well, like I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't as like known in the media and that it's easier for them to have kids because it's like you're less recognizable. But I think it's difficult in a space where already like bullying is like so high already. Social media is such a big space as well that like it'd be difficult to protect your kids just from usual bullying, let alone that I can look at your mum's vaginas on the internet.
Vaginas as well.
Yeah.
That'll be a tough one.
Yeah, I know, literally. So I think maybe in the future, like when I'm not doing this anymore, I might consider having children.
Do you ever get bored of talking about your 2 vaginas?
Do you know what? No. Because every time I talk about it, I almost find out something new about it because it's like, the thing is because it's such a personal part of me, I get it, it's like my anatomy, but also as well because it's when I was 16, I started this journey and I've done a lot of self-discovery and a lot of just like becoming a different person and learning to love myself. And it's been a massive journey. I think that I don't ever get bored of talking about it because every time I talk about it, I have a new part to add that I don't even realize. Like it's almost like therapy in a weird way because it's like I get to talk about it, one, mostly positively. Obviously, sometimes people can be negative about the job stuff, but it's nice to be able to like talk about it and reflect on my life.
Especially that journey you've been on seems like it's really made you who you are.
And also as well, like, do you know what? I don't mind, like, some of the questions do make me chuckle. I can't lie. Like, when some people ask me, like, so do you have two, like, which one do you, like, pee from? It's my favourite question. I used to be like, how do you not know that I have, like, obviously one urethra, I don't have two. But then I realised, actually, some men and some women know nothing about anatomy.
What's going on down there?
And like they've got no idea, and so I don't ever like get annoyed or like get irritated because I'm like, oh no, by the way, like I just have a little education lesson. Cool. I'm like, oh, here's biology. I also became a teacher during this whole phase, but I don't mind it because also as well, it's just like you then get to tell people and let people understand it better.
So when your hinge date brings his friend along, because you've got 2 vaginas, does that annoy you?
I think the first time it happened, I was confused. I was like, what? Like, I was a bit like, what? Like, what is going on? I kind of was like, oh, he's brought backup. No, had not brought backup. Had brought like reinforcements, vibes. Like, oh, we're doing this together. And I think I just was a bit like taken aback, and I don't even know how to describe. Yeah, I was like a bit off. But almost was just like I almost not surprised at the same time. Like it just seems like classic lad behaviour, and I was just like, okay, cool. I'll see both of you later. I left, and every time it has happened since, I have just left.
Just for the record, I don't understand why they're doing this either. Like this seems bizarre to me. I don't understand why you bring your mate along and then be like, oh, let's do this together. Well, it's not a team activity, you know. In my book.
I agree. I also just think sometimes people do it because, one, I think they think in their head that it's like the funniest thing ever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And like they're like, this is going to land really well.
Banter type of thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, I have a good sense of humor, but like sometimes.
That's a bridge too far.
Yeah. And it's like, bring your hot friend, not your ugly ones.
It's only going to be an ugly one that shows up. Literally,
like that, like, there's never 2 hot ones. There's always an ugly one and a hot one. And I'm like, I'm not your friend.
Here's the troll I brought.
Yeah, this is what I made earlier.
But then on like a more serious note, does situations like that where he's brought his mate along, does that ever make you feel a little dehumanized, like because it sort of sets you up as like an object as opposed to a person?
Yeah, 100%. I think having this condition is like cool in the sense like with the job and stuff and everything I've done, but I do feel a bit like, I jokingly always say like I'm like a rare Pokemon, and like, cause I gotta catch you like, and I do actually feel like that. I feel like some guys do just see me as a tick box or like a rare Pokemon card to collect, because it's like they'll be like, oh my god, I'm gonna go with 2 vaginas, or like, oh, 100%, like, and it happens all the time. I'll have like guys being like, oh my god, like, it'll be after sex as well. They'll be like, I waited for this, like, I got the girl with 2 vaginas, and I'm like, I was like, you could have just said it at the start. Like, we didn't have to do the 2 weeks of talking. I would have just let you do it.
Yikes.
But
That must be so tough on you, though. Especially because, like, if that's, like, a common thing for you to experience, then it must be, like, you just feel like you've been used all the time by men.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it is deep. When you think about it, it is kind of like, it's super messed up, and it does make me feel just like, yeah, you don't feel great. And that's why I prefer not to tell people about the 2 vaginas as soon as I start talking to them. Like, that's why I like to do like the OnlyFans. I like to tell them about OnlyFans because I feel like that's like the right thing to do. But the 2 vaginas, talking about it really early on, does make me feel a bit like, because I'm like, now I don't know if you're talking to me because you want to talk to me, or you want to just have sex with me. And I think most men that I have ever spoken to have not wanted to speak to me. Once they found out I have my 2 vaginas, they just want to have sex with me. Because I've hardly ever have, like, when I'm talking to someone from a dating website, or like even just meeting someone on a night out and then talking to them again, I never have truly deep conversations with people like I would with my friends.
That's shocking, because you're like such a lovely person, like, you know. Thanks. You're so bubbly and nice and funny. So yeah, this is really sort of like a curse and a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, in the sense that, like, yeah, it's done me so good in my like personal life, but in my dating life it is massively a hindrance.
Nice. Would you prefer to have just one, or would you?
Nah, never. I begged at 16 to get it taken away. The doctor said to me, we'll do more harm than good. By the time you want to have kids, 10 years time, 20 years time, science would have come so far, which I don't feel like it has, but science would have come so far that we would be doing more harm. We'd be doing more harm than good. So, and I'm so glad he didn't let me go ahead with it, because I would be buggered.
Yeah.
Be probably in even more debt somehow. But yeah, no, I would definitely always pick having 2.
That's good to hear. Self-acceptance, you know, on a long journey.
Yeah, because I was like, also as well, the thing is with the dating stuff, like, I don't actually need like that. I learned through therapy. You do not need a man to make you happy. I think for a long time, I thought that the missing part in my life was me not having a boyfriend. And I thought there was this missing piece. Like, I didn't have a boyfriend. I didn't have someone to come home to, or someone that came home to me. I really thought I was missing this like shiny object, and it was like going to make everything better. And my life was going to be a million times better with this shiny boyfriend. And I realized actually the shiny object was just loving myself.
Okay, yeah.
And like, the more I learned to love myself and just accept that also as well, that the more you love yourself and the more you accept what you do and the happier you are within yourself, you actually don't need anyone. No one makes your life like complete. You make your own life complete, and the friends, the boyfriend, all of these extra elements just make your life like, they're just like add-ons. They're like additional like expansion packs, and they make it better, but they don't make your life like your life. Do you know what I mean?
I think this whole simp thing is more than just your 2 vaginas, so I think it's your personality that's playing along too.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, honestly, because you've a great crack to talk to and all this, and you're lovely, so I think that's definitely part of it too, like, you know.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That was really lovely.
Okay, Daily Star viewers, I want to thank Annie Charlotte for coming in. You've been great.
Thank you for having me.
Told us a lot. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers before you go?
No, just thanks. I've had a great time.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you the next time.
I don't